Hi, I'm Warren Reese Huffman, and today I'm going to show you the house of my grandparents, Charles and Laverne Todd, in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. We're walking up the driveway now. This here is the jewel tree. You can see that there are a lot of rocks around the base of it. Come a little closer, Claudia. So you can see that my grandfather liked to put Indian artifacts that he would find, gemstones and things like that around the tree. When we were little, they told us that all these were jewels and they grew from the base of the tree. This is called a preform. The Indians would knock the flakes off to make their arrowheads. Not shown is the sucker tree. When my grandfather was walking out down there, he has a lot of property and there are trees down there you can walk through. When he was walking down there, he found a tree with a lot of tiny holes that were bored into it by ants. And at this time, Allison, my older sister, was pretty small. And when she came up here for one of the first times, my grandpa took her out to that tree, and he had put in suckers, like lollipops, into all the holes in the tree, and was telling her it was the sucker tree, and those were growing out of the tree.
What else?
So this is the house that they lived in for, it must be 50 years now. My grandpa has about 30 acres around here, and I don't know, 10 of them are cleared off at the top of the hill. So you can go up this lovely driveway to get to their house. And you can see that on the top, it's really well mowed. My grandpa is 94 years old, but he still mows this very consistently. And I think that my grandparents have reached an old age with good health because they spend so much time working on this property. My grandmother really loves flowers and trees, so you can see that a lot of the beauty is, I guess, due to her. We're here at the vegetable patch up by the driveway. Here's where they grow food for their table. The taller plants are okra. I know there's squash on the other side of it. Here you can see that they were growing cotton. Both my grandfather and my grandmother had to pick a lot of cotton in their youth. I'm pretty sure that both of their parents were cotton farmers at some point or another. One story about cotton that my grandmother told me. So she said that square dancing was really popular in her mother's generation. And she remembers that as a kid, they would have dances. And they would start out by picking cotton seeds, I think getting the seeds for the next year's planting. And they couldn't start dancing until everybody filled up a shoe with cotton seeds. She always told me that she really liked when school started because then she didn't have to pick cotton anymore. We're still up on top of the hill. We're out behind the big yellow barn right now. These are fallow, but they had also planted some things here. I think watermelon or squash or something low to the ground, if I remember right. And then over here, we have the blueberry patch. This is one of my favorite things about going to visit them. So we just missed it. We're in fall right now. But every June, July maybe, these will be full of blueberries and we go in and pick them. And there's way more than enough. So relatives come and pick some and they freeze more and we make pies with them later. Here's a large field out behind the barn. I remember my dad used to like to hit golf balls here when we came up when we were kids. And my grandfather always would store different plows and things like that he would put behind the tractor off the field to the left there. Now we're cleaning that all up. Off to the left-hand side, we have the pond. So my grandfather built this here with a bulldozer when he first built the house. And this is for the fire department to use in case the house catches on fire and they need to run a hose out to it. We used to go fishing here a lot, and you can see a boat that we used to use, and a little aluminum boat under the tree over there. And here's a little embankment that we made the last time that we were up here. My grandfather is now in a constant struggle against the beavers. They kept damming up this channel that drained the lake. The level of the water's fallen since. It hasn't been a problem lately. Anyway, we had to always drag up the beaver dam every morning and make these little banks out of it.
Okay, look at all the sweet gum balls. I knew there were sweet gum trees out here somewhere.
So they bought this property from, Mom, how would you describe the family that lived here first? It was a black family, and I think that they were the descendants of former slaves.
Well, I don't really know that.
Okay, well that's what I have in my head for some reason.
Okay.
Anyway, their house burned down, and then when they first moved back to Arkadelphia, after they lived in Texas where my mom was born, my grandparents moved back to this place and built their house on the top of the hill after they cleared it off.
So this was where they had the big garden, and they had blackberries and raspberries and all sorts of vegetables. I mean, they always grow peas and green beans and squash. What else? Turnip greens. That's my favorite. And things like that. And if you can see now, there's a lot of fig trees. These are little fig trees. So they're always planting something new. And they had, for a while, they had apples and pears and different things like that I think were somewhere up in here, but I guess they didn't make it.
Explain, Reese, what is that?
Well, Mom, what is this?
Oh, this is the well house. And when they first moved here, you had to have a well to get your water. So they did that for many, many years. But then the city ran water lines out here, so now they're on the city water lines. So this is really just a tool shed now, maybe. See, it's got gardening tools hanging underneath the edge, and wheelbarrows parked there.
Yeah, I remember this building is the building that has a lot of wasps in it.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's used too much anymore. They've had this for a long time.
What is it, Mom?
Asparagus. You know, it shoots up new shoots, and this is probably what it turns into. I don't really know that much about growing asparagus. So this is a bottle tree that Granny put up. And bottle trees are kind of a tradition in the South. They keep the evil spirits away, the haints as they call them. You know what a haint is?
No, I've never heard
haunted,
that.
Haunted spirit. They call them haints in the South. But it comes from Africa. the original tradition was African, but when slaves were brought over and all that, they brought these traditions with them.
That's interesting.
And it became a Southern tradition. My parents always liked to garden. My dad was probably more of the vegetable gardener, and he always liked to grow more unique things. Like I remember, or was it me? I don't remember exactly, but Armenian cucumbers and just, you know, unusual varieties. He would always like to get the unusual ones. And I like to do that too. I think it's more fun like that. And Mom was probably more the flower gardener, but they both worked together. So.
We're waiting to eat right now. My grandparents are watching the news and they're waiting on the vote for the Speaker of the House to come in before we eat.
To limit the ground offensive and try to target their campaign and avoid civilian casualties as much as you can in urban warfare.
Before we eat, we're going to take a walk around the house and point out some things that evoke memories. Mom remembers something about this.
Oh yeah, the Stan and Suzette gave that to Mom one Christmas, all the dinnerware. And right now, Jessica and Allison love this. I know, maybe others do too, but that's their favorite. They look for it everywhere they go. Anytime an antique store, thrift shop, something like that. And then in the next room, Mom has a huge collection of hobnail milk glass, and all the granddaughters have their boxes all packed up, and she's still got a lot. She's been collecting that for years and years and years, and there's probably, well, maybe not. There used to be a lot underneath too, but I guess she packed that all up to give.
You can see also in this room that my grandmother loves history, and I think my grandfather does as well.
Yes.
You can see that reflected in their choice of books and the fact that they have a lot of books. You can see political histories, histories of the South, Americana, a lot of Civil War history.
Uncle Stan carved the hummingbird right here.
That's my mom's brother, Stan.
Yeah. Okay, my dad has always collected clocks and worked on clocks and things like that, pocket watches, and now over the last number of years too, he's also been including old radios, and this is an old radio case, back when they used to make them a beautiful piece of furniture.
This is the piano that they've had in the house. It's been here as long as I can remember. I guess they got it from a church. I'm not sure.
No,
No, they didn't, says my mom.
no, they bought it.
Oh, how can I put this back? There we go. It also has hymnals on top of it. I think this is representative of how much they love the church and Methodism. A lot of these songs are from Old England. My grandparents love to travel, and this is their RV, which is kind of like a house or a campsite on wheels that they would use to travel around the United States. They've been to more than 25 states so far. Yeah, going up there, honey. Oh, I haven't been in here for a long time. When I was a kid, we used to have everybody over for Christmas, and there weren't enough beds in the house, so we would come and sleep out here. Yeah, they got the kitchen back there, couch, cabinets and things, and they even have a bathroom. This is where they would sleep. I bet they laid something across this to make it a big enough bed for 2 people.
So this was their bed?
Yeah, this was the bed. If I remember right, they used to have a bed in the back end. Maybe they didn't have a kitchen at that time. This is my grandpa's tractor. It used to belong to his father, who was a farmer. My grandfather rolled this tractor over when he was 90. This is my grandfather's favorite place. This is his workshop where he works on his clocks and his radios. My grandfather is extremely mechanical and he's very good with things like electronics. He's always had a passion for repairing old clocks and old radios. And this has been, I guess, his favorite place because this is where he engages in his hobby. He likes to, I guess, go around and find one way or another all these old clocks and these old radios and repair them and get them in working order again. Recently, he sold off most of his clocks, and there used to be a lot more in here. You would just hear tick, 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 tick from every corner. Now I think it's mostly radios and old speakers. Today,
I tell you what you could do.
he's trying to fix a clock. I think he's trying to find another hand for it.
I could cut this off right here.
Okay. I can go get some wire cutters. Or that's electrical.
Those are okay.
Those will work?
Yeah.
The world's looking. Israel has a value set like the United States does in other democracies, and they're looking to see what we're going to do. So, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm very happy to be back in Israel with you. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to having a thorough discussion about where everybody goes from here. Thank you, and I want to say to the people,
Fixed up.
their courage, their commitment, their bravery is stunning.
Okay.
Just leave it laying there and I'll fix it sometime.
Okay.
Well, that's all for the Todd home. Y'all come back now.